After stabilizing the video further, the
Oh my
terrifying
God.
creature turned out to be a dogman who was mysteriously watching the guy from behind.
Dogman, the canine cryptid we've all come to know and fear. Hey everyone, welcome back to another Brookestirr Watches. Today, we're going to be taking a look at 5 of the scariest dog men and women caught on trail cams. Also, make sure you stay to the end because there is a subscriber account that was sent to me via email, and you'll definitely want to stay and hear that. Don't forget to hit that like button, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I do upload these videos very often. Make sure to check out all the links in the description box below. That's where I cite all of my sources. That's where my merchandise is. Also, new podcast with Kenny, Midnight Lycanthropy, happens every Thursday at midnight. You won't want to miss it. New episode coming out this week. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and take a walk into the forest. Okay guys, this first one right here is called Mega Compilation of Chilling Trail Cam Footage No One Saw Coming, and it's by Top Mysteries. And you know what to do. Go put your little pretty paws up on their like button as well as mine.
In this video, there's a strange critter slowly moving towards the person recording. As it gets closer, the guy with the camera steps back. At first glance, you might think it's a bear cub because of its size and how the person is backing off. However, when the camera focuses on it, we're in for a surprise. This creature is a strange mix of different features that you wouldn't expect to see together. It has a big head, a compact body covered in thick fur, and short limbs that resemble a combination of a monkey and a rat. It's the kind of thing that makes you wonder what exactly you're looking at.
I think, honestly, I'm going to leave it up to y'all to... But that kind of like... I mean, it looked Dogman-ish. It looked like somebody running with a mask on. But what do you think? I mean, some of the movements... At first, I think it was a bear, but it was just... I don't know. It was kind of creepy. I don't know. What y'all think? Let me know in the comments below. So this one right here is called This Ranger Can't Explain What His Trail Camera Just Captured Deep Within These Woods. And it's by The Squeezed Lemon. So make sure you go give it a like, okay?
Mysterious Dogman. While reviewing his footage of the survey in a feeding station, a researcher in Tennessee was hoping to get some clues about the new species. But this footage review took a horrific turn when he noticed a strange black shape trying to camouflage in the trees, but its dark appearance was visible in the middle of the green. At first, it was assumed to be a Sasquatch. A scary snout poking through the foliage was making it look more like some other beast. After stabilizing the video further, the terrifying creature turned out to be a dogman who was mysteriously watching the guy from behind. Same beast, but a different location.
This next one is called Trail Cam Footage That Got Everyone Speechless on the Internet. And of course, it's by MVTV. I do share their stuff a lot, so please make sure to go over to their channel and give their video a like, okay? As well as like mine. Thank you guys, really. I know it's so silly, but it does help our algorithms as YouTube creators. So I would appreciate if you put your little pretty paws up on all of our like buttons. Thank you.
As you know, I'm talking about the wolf-hyena hybrid. And I think the similarities boil down to the nose or the snout and the ears. But what do you think?
I don't know. It could be CGI, to be honest. But who knows? That's real up close and personal. What do y'all think? Was that real or CGI? Let me know in the comments below. This one is from the man himself, Kenny. He is interviewing Lilith of BBR Investigations. Now, these are real documented cases, so let's go ahead and give it a listen. Make sure to go give Kenny a like, okay?
A dogman was killed on a Scottish farm in 1995. I was contacted in November 2023 by a gentleman who farms a remote Scottish farm in Morrisshire. The farm is situated in a remote and rugged environment. In 1995, a number of strange animal kills were discovered by several of the farmers, and in some cases, over 200 heavily pregnant ewes were killed, and their entrails were spread across the fields. Now, this is not normal behaviour in Scotland or anywhere else. Over a 2-year period that ran into 1997, the killings continued, and although over 130 foxes were captured and killed, this did not stop the nightly attacks. The attacks were happening so often that the British media nicknamed it the Beast from the East. Now, we pick up the story back in 1996, when one set of farmers chased down the beast and actually shot it. The carcass and evidence were taken by the police, and as of yet, have never been returned. I have put in several Freedom of Information requests for more info, in the hopes of recovering some of the evidence, the carcass of the creature, or the creature itself. My source said, "Hi Deb, I'm trying to get some information to you. After you worked the case in Moncton, where the lady was found dead in the fields and the police blamed it on a badger attack. Well, on our farm, not too far away, in 97, we had something coming on that killed 150 of our sheep, plus many more kills happened in the farms in the area. And at that time, only the bones, skin and fleece were ever found. It was almost like a feeding station or an animal boneyard. My dad got his other farmer mates and some of the gamekeepers out with spot lamps, and they eventually hunted something down in the fields that he said looked like it was a hyena and a wolf cross, but its front feet were shaped like a rat's, but much longer. They were longer than my dad's hand. The men were all standing around it, and they're trying to work out what it was. I'm confused because of how it looked, but they all felt it was for sure what was killing the sheep, as its canine teeth matched the ones we'd found on some of the carcasses. It was as if they were all torn and bitten to pieces, and there were hundreds of them left in the field. We had around 1,200 ewes on the farm at the time. It got so bad that Dad had to plough the fields. I can share my story now, and I feel that I need to, as it's happening again. Recently we found what looks like a feeding nest that was full of sheep and deer bones in an old house in the woods that surround our farm. The animal my dad shot back then was not a cat, and the vets and the police took it away. It was almost like a hyena, baboon, wolf thing, and it stank so bad. It was like the smell of a male fox's piss, but way, way stronger. We were out in the fields lamping when we saw it with spotlights, and we suddenly lit up a figure in the field. And at first it was down on all fours, and it looked like a cross between a hyena and a baboon. My dad looked down his scope until he was certain he could hit it, and when the animal stood upright on 2 legs, my dad fired and hit it, and we ran over to it. We all just looked at it stunned. It looked more like a hyena crossed with a baboon than a dog or a wolf. His front feet were the most scary thing though. They look like the front feet of a rat, but were longer and thicker than a human's. I would say the closest thing I could resemble it to was from the movie American Werewolf in London. It looked like the monster in that. It was almost as close as a match that I could get. Our biggest mistake was telling the authorities. They arrived with the police and some government vets. They took the animal and all of the evidence finds. And now, over 20 years later, the killings have started again.
And that's some scary stuff. So to hear the rest of that video, please go give Kenny a visit. Watch all his videos. Give him a like. He's got some really good stuff. These are really, really well-documented cases from the NADP, the North American Dogman Project. You really, really don't want to miss any of these stories, okay? Like, really good stuff they got there. So this next one was sent to me by Jamie to my email. So I'm going to read it to you right now. Figured my quiet life was the new normal, but I was wrong. This happened just 3 weeks ago, and I don't have an answer for it. There is no sighting, no easy explanation, but perhaps someone else can explain what I saw. It was the second week of deer season. Coffeed and ready to go, I cocked my crossbow and headed to the run. It was 5 a.m. and the sky was clear and the air brisk. Trail cam had shown us the bucks that would visit along with raccoon, mink, and other critters. It would be a good day, I thought. Sitting in the dark blind, I felt a bit uneasy. A feeling that was odd, since for a week before I had not had this happen, but here it was. Every sound thrilled me. Leaves rustled in the slight breeze as I settled in. My gaze fixed at the 7x5 window before me. After checking my equipment, I suddenly became aware of the deafening silence around me. Gone was the wind. The sound of the deer mouse that lived under my blind was eerily absent. The birds had ceased their tattletale screeches, warning a hunter was in the area. Absolute silence. Then it happened. A sound that both puzzled me and terrified me all at once, danced on the air. I leaned forward trying to understand and identify this sound, but nothing came to mind. Well, one thing came to mind, but I almost had to chuckle thinking of it. Yet here it was. The sound, you ask? All I can acquaint it to is the sound of the creature from the Predator movie. Clicks that rose and fell, clusters in odd cadence. My mind ran over the sounds of coons and woodpeckers, every small creature I could imagine. But none sounded at all like this in nature. When the sun began to rise, there was still a disturbing silence. Nothing moved. The trail cams had shown the times almost like clockwork when the deer made their rounds. I waited and waited, but they didn't show. In fact, nothing showed. 5 hours passed, and not so much as a bird appeared at the feed pile. The only sound, clusters of clicks. Nothing moved. Then, out of the blue, I hear a crack, and looking to my 12 o'clock position, I saw a 2-inch tree suddenly bend and break about 3 feet off of the ground. Nothing around it. It just bent and broke. I saw no shimmer, no being, and no reason for it to bend as it did. I packed up and went back to the camp after this. Funny thing is, we never saw another deer in the area the rest of the week. Not on the trail cams, not even tracks. The area was full of deer before this happened. I don't know of anything in nature that sounds like what I heard, and whatever pushed over and broke that tree was never seen. I sat and watched that tree bend. I saw it break. Well, this is what happened. This is in northern Ontario, by the way. I have been searching for an answer. I know the woods and I know the sounds, and this was not normal. Nothing natural. Please let me know if you have heard anything like this before. Jamie, I have to tell you that dogmen and Bigfoot are known for cloaking and becoming quote-unquote invisible. So that could have been what you saw. As for the clicking, I don't know. It could have been some kind of like supernatural creature that, or paranormal or cryptid that was cloaking itself. That's why you didn't see it. I don't know. It could have been supernatural. There's just no way. But I know that experience really, really had to frighten you. And I know it's probably frustrating for no deer to be in that area anymore. So that to me also screams that there was an actual large predator there if there was no wildlife anymore. So, but I don't know, guys. What do you think of Jamie's story? Let us know in the comments below. Well, everyone, what did you think of those 5 scary dogmen caught on trail cam? Let me know in the comments below. Have you ever seen a cryptid or something scary that's unexplainable like Jamie? Email me. I'll share your story on here. Wolfpack, just want to take a minute to thank you guys so much for all of your subscribes, your likes, your shares, your comments. You really do make my day, and I really appreciate you. Hashtag Wolfpack, hashtag paws up. Until the next one, guys. Bye.